Okay, so I'm actually really excited to start talking about this one. This is a 2-track EP, or Spotify considers it a single, called Echoes of a Dark Star. Now, I can confidently say I've never heard any other music like this before in my life. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think it's definitely a good thing, especially since I really like the music. I released it on December 10th of 25. I'm always a little bit confused on how to go about explaining my music, especially if I'm not doing it visually with the showing what I've done in the DAW. But I think this is a good challenge for me. This podcast here where I do these explanations, it helps me think about the music on a different level than I've done before. And it might not sound like it to you guys listening, but I'm definitely thinking of the music in a different way than I usually do. So I think this is good. So I'm up for the challenge. I'm going to start off with saying that I wrote these 2 tracks, Echoes and then Echoes of a Dark Star, both the same day. And I realize that happens with me a lot, where I struggle to come up with a concept and nothing ever really comes about. But then just randomly one day, I come up with a crazy idea, inspiration, and just sit down and write. And I literally finished the track in a day. Now, there may be some tweaks that I'll have to do the next day, but I finished the track, basically. It's just mixing and other little changes that I'll do later. So this one is really, I want to say dark atmospheric. I don't know if that's a genre, but that's how I'm going to explain it. It has this really weird knocking sound throughout, like someone's there knocking. We don't know what they're knocking on. They could be knocking on a door. It could be like you're trapped in something and maybe you're knocking as the listener or as the person that I envisioned in the story. So I don't know. It's weird, but I love it. And I want to say that the way I write music is I write with a story, and I always have to do that. And I think that's why I'd be really good at film scoring, because I connect with the story. That's how I get my inspiration. I don't think I found inspiration any other way. And even when I'm writing a song, like I'll be writing a story, or I'd be writing about a story. Usually it's not about me. Usually it's about someone, a family member or a friend, or maybe even just some random person that I was talking to on the street, or a video I watched. But anyway, Echoes of a Dark Star does have a story, but that's for the listener to imagine. So the first track starts off really peacefully, and I'll preview it here. And then it goes into one of the counter melodies. So this is the first track, Echoes. The Echoes of a Dark Star has, especially towards the end, it has a ton of melodies and counter melodies going on at the same time, which was really fun to write because I was able to just keep coming up with the melodies, which I love to do. If you go and listen to Echoes, you will hear scratches, like vinyl scratches. And that is the specific plugin that I used, or sound actually, from a library that I used, which I really liked it because it creates this feeling of unease, which is what I was looking for. And it just builds and builds, and it builds to a climax in this track, then dies down, and then the next one, Echoes of a Dark Star, is where everything happens. And right at the end, it builds up to this crazy climax and just keeps building and building. And so many things get added to it, then it just dies down. So again, this does have a story. And if you were to listen to it, I would love for you to imagine what you think this is telling. And leave a comment down here at the bottom of this episode. But that would be super interesting. Now, there is going to be another track. I have a friend, an artist named Oyabe, Oyabe, She is insanely good with the music, the genre that she writes. I would say that it's like EDM, I think. EDM pop. I don't really know exactly how to classify it, but it's really good. So I definitely would go check her out. But she is taking the melody of this release of Echoes of a Dark Star, and she's going to build it into a totally new track. And I am really, really excited to hear it. So anyway, that's it for Echoes of a Dark Star for now. Once hers releases, it's going to be on a 3-track EP with these 2 release tracks, and then hers. So then I'll do a little bit of a description on that one. Anyway, thank you for listening. I actually really hope you guys go and listen to this Echoes of a Dark Star EP, because it's one of my favorites. Anyway, talk to you guys later, and bye.